this tip of the day, let's take a look at how we can control the spindle direction using OneCNC lathe. Alright, in this example, I already have a part created and I've already applied a very simple roughing operation. Let's take a look inside the rough operation by right-clicking and select Edit Operation. You'll notice that within the very first dialog box, the Select Lathe Tool dialog box, there's an option called Spindle Direction. Now, it's important to note that most post-processors already have a default setup at M03 clockwise. And the reason why I mention that is you may activate this and click, for example, counterclockwise, and the post-processor may still output an M03. So let's take a look at how we can fully activate and utilize this option. I'm going to click Cancel, and now let's edit the post-processor. There's a couple ways to do that. You can simply double-click on the toolpath group, and then from here you can select your post-processor and then click Setup. Or another method is just come up to the top of the screen, select NC Setup, and then select the post-processor that you'd like to make changes to. We're going to be making changes to the Has post-processor. Click on Posting Format and look for the option called Turn Tool Format. And just as suspected, you'll see here that the spindle direction's been hard-coded as an M03. I'm going to delete that by hitting the Delete key on the keyboard, and over here on the right, within the different variables we can select, notice how there's a variable called spindle clockwise and spindle counterclockwise. I'm going to insert this variable called Tool Spindle Clockwise. Just select it and then click Insert, and you'll see the variable has been inserted over here. Now we do want to type in the M code that we want for this, so I'm going to type in M03. Very good. Now that's going to work every time we want the spindle to be clockwise, but what if we want the spindle to be counterclockwise? Well, we need to add that variable also. So I'm going to left click that variable, click Insert, that's also been inserted here, and again we need to type in the M code. So we're going to type in M04. And that's it. That's all we really need to do. We can click OK. OneCNC compiles the post-processor, and now we can use it. So let's go back here. Let's right-hand mouse click, select Edit Operation. And again, by default, it's going to be set to clockwise. Let's use that. Let's click Next, 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 and Finish. Let's generate our CNC program. We'll right-hand mouse click, Post Group, and make sure we're using that Has post processor. We'll click Post on that. I'm just going to use the default name. And if we take a look within the CNC code, you'll notice that it did definitely output an M03. Now let's change that to M04. We're going to right-hand mouse click, Edit Operation. This time we're going to change the spindle direction to counterclockwise. Next, 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 and Finish. Let's create the CNC program, Post Group. Use the Has post processor, click Post. Again, I'll use the default name. And if we look within the CNC code, you'll see now that OneCNC has output an M04. All right, that's it for this tip of the day. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And don't forget to click the subscribe button.